Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Check this out.
I'm here as a mother of two queer children, actually, one transgender child and one pansexual child, and also as a leader. So we had an open forum last week at 20th where, again, the home of really incredible, groundbreaking LGBTQIA stories over the years, where one of our execs stood up and said, we only have a handful of queer leads in our content. And I went, what? That can't be true. And I realized, it actually is true. We have many, many, many LGBTQIA characters in our stories, and yet we don't have enough leads. That's been very eye-opening for me. I can tell you, it's something that I feel perhaps had this moment not happened, I as a leader and me as my colleagues would not have focused on. And going forward, I certainly will be more so.
People are genuinely surprised that this lady or these people were saying what they were saying and they were caught on camera.
Our leadership over there has been so welcoming to my not at all secret gay agenda. And so I feel like maybe it was that way in the past, but I guess something must have happened in the last they are turning it around. They're going hard. Let's have these two characters kiss. Let's in the background. I was just wherever I could, just basically adding queerness to if you see anything queer in the show, I'm proud family. But I just was no one would stop me, and no one was trying to stop me.
To give you some context, this is Disney executive who are having this meeting over Zoom or some form of video call, and they're basically letting you know what their agenda is regarding movies that they've been trying to create or are creating, which are for children, because it is Disney. And they're telling you these are the content and stuff that they're going to be putting into it. And they want to raise the percentage of lead characters who are going to have these agendas attached to them. And people are outraged. They're surprised. Why? Disney has been around for some time, and there's always been people who have been speaking out about some of the adult content that they place in their movies and cartoons and so on and so forth. I remember there was a time, I think it's pre-YouTube, I think it probably either the beginning of YouTube or whatever video distributing internet source that was around at the time, where people used to dissect Disney movies and videos, and they used to let you know the things that were in there that were basically adult content. Some went as far as playing certain audios in Disney movies that was in the background. They were saying things sexual. They were saying things that children should not be hearing, right? And at the time, people, you basically just call them conspiracy theorists. Why are people outraged? Do you know why they're outraged? Because we live in an age where people have now trusted television to raise their children. In a day and age where things are run by usernames and passwords, children as young as 8, 7, 6, 5-year-olds have Netflix accounts, YouTube accounts, they have Disney Plus accounts, they have internet access. In fact, I'll raise you one. Children as young as 8 have mobile phones, not brick phones, smartphones that can go on the internet at their beck and call. What do you think they're going to do with that? They're going to find evil. During my time, when we were younger, I lived in the age where internet was just becoming, in fact, I lived in the age where internet wasn't even a thing. So by the time I was a teen, late teen, that's when internet started being a thing. I remember the age of the dial-up. I was during the dial-up age where you would use a dial-up to get on the internet, and the data you get is nothing. It was in megabytes. It was rubbish. That's the day and age I was. But guess what? We managed to find evil. We didn't have phones. We didn't have control of the television, because during that time, no kid was having a remote control in their hand. But we found evil, okay? We found evil without internet. And now we have parents, young parents who have children as young as 5, 6, 7. Those kids have control of the remote control, right? We have Sky Plus, we have Sky Q that goes on the internet like that. right? Back in my day, we had to wait for the dial-up to happen. If you remember the sound that the dial-up used to make, then you know what I'm talking about. Now, they can watch any video. These children can watch TikTok from morning till night. They can watch Instagram video. They can watch YouTube video. Do you think they will not look for evil? Do you think they will not look for inappropriate videos? We've basically left them to the devices, literally, to the laptops, the mobile phone, the tablets, the televisions, the streaming services. My goodness. Kids that have mobile phones, the days of searching history is gone, right? These kids, these phones are built to hide things from you as a parent. That child can use that phone to hide the content that they are watching from you. There is features in smartphones to do that. Back in the day, if you wanted to catch somebody doing dirt or whatever, you just look through the search history or whatever it is, and you'll find out what the person's doing. In this day and age, the mobiles are built to hide things. So when we give our kids these things, you're giving them over to whatever it is that they're able to find. If your child is cunning, you will never find out what they're watching. Young parents, you have to be intentional in raising your kids. I was talking about the gender roles in one of my previous videos. Like, both parents are working now. So both parents come home and they're tired, but your kids need you. You have to put in the work. You have to be intentional in spending time with your child. You have to be intentional in the things that they watch. You have to be intentional in the things that they listen to. Like, even things like Marvel that used to be, I guess, somewhat okay back in the day with the comics, are now inserting the agenda into their movies. You don't have to restrict fun from your children. Now, I'm a Marvel person, I'm a manga person, I'm an anime person, so I'm gonna get my children into it. But what we do with the new movies, we watch it first, right? Watch the movie, suss out the parts of the movie that are not good for children. And then when you watch it with your child, if it is something that you think they can watch, when it reaches those inappropriate places, tell them to turn around, mute it, forward it, whatever it may be. Simple. But unfortunately, parents they don't even have time to sit down with their kids to watch movies anymore. It's just come home, I'm tired, release them to Netflix, release them to Disney Plus, and they're upstairs, downstairs, in front of a tablet, in front of a laptop, watching whatever they want, and you're there sleeping. Because look at the video. Look at what they said, right? That's what your children are going to be watching. Once your children see that image, that thing, hear that thing that they're not supposed to hear at the age of 5, 6, 7, 8, like that thing that is inappropriate, that sexual thing, they see it, that horror thing that they're not supposed to see, they've seen it. There's nothing you can do about it. It's in there. It's locked in. You can't take it back. You can't wipe their memory. It's in there. And why is that important? Children who are exposed to content that is not age appropriate respond negatively. They respond negatively to those images. They respond negatively to that information, right? Which is why it's interesting that in this day and age, they want to teach your children as young as 5, right, about same-sex marriages. They want to teach them about, transgenders. They want to teach them about homosexuality at the age of 5, right? How do you think children would respond to that? In fact, just normal God-given sex between man and woman is not appropriate for a child of 5, because information of that sort is meant to be reserved for a particular age. From a Christian perspective, we must be aware that God gave us those children in trust. And the interesting thing about this society is that even Christian kids are now becoming a terror in the community because they haven't been raised right. God told us that those of you who have children, train them up in the way of the Lord, right? This includes discipline. This includes, walking by the way and talking to them about, the things of God, sitting with them, talking about the things of God. That implies not just training, but a relationship. But Christians are no longer raising their kids the way the Bible said that we should. They're no longer training. We're no longer passing on, our skills, our, beliefs, our history, nothing. We just leave the children to find their way from as young as they are. And those kids go on to become a terror in the community because we are not raising them the way God said we should raise them. God said, train up the child. Now, if you don't train up your child and that child becomes a terror in the community, you are responsible. God holds you responsible for those children. We have to understand how serious it is. Case in point, Eli in the Bible had children that they were just doing whatever they want, right? Things that were unheard of at the time, according to the Bible, they were just doing it. Like, they didn't care. They were doing things so bad that people were like, this has never been done before, right? And God got upset. God didn't go to the kids at first. God went to Eli. God was like, you didn't do this, you didn't do this, you didn't do this, so because of that, slap, right? He was held responsible for the things that his children did. So Christians, we have to be aware that whatever happens to our kids, God holds us responsible. So we have to take it serious. Look, you're working now and you're tired, but you have to put in the work. When you're older, you can rest. It's when you're older that you get to rest, because that's when those children, they blossom into wonderful people and they give you peace. You're not running around. He's in jail. He's smoking weed. He's doing drugs. He's drinking alcohol. You're not running around because he's making you like a yo-yo. He gives you peace. Look, all you can do is your best, but your best has to be your best. Raise your children the way that you should. Don't let them do whatever they want. You are the parent, and definitely don't leave them to Disney. Don't leave them to Marvel. Don't leave them to Hollywood, right? Don't leave them to YouTube. You think you got it good now, leaving them to Disney to watch? You think you got it good now? Wait till they're teenagers. Wait till they're in their 20s, right? After you've left them to their devices, they will continue to be left to their devices. I think parents have been so disarmed in regards to what their responsibility is. We've all just thought, leave them to the government, leave them to the school, they're going to do it. But look, the Constitution, the law still knows you as the parent. Whatever you say, go. You can let the people know that they're there to teach your children ABC and not sex. You can say that. You're allowed to say that. It's so disappointing to see Christian kids just being a terror in the community. They go on to do crazy stuff. They go on to not even believe in God. They go on to not even believe the gospel. They go on to become rebels. So guys, what do you think about what I'm saying? Do you think I'm too strict? Do you think I'm that father who, is not going to let my children watch a Spider-Man movie because there's messaging in it? We do watch Spider-Man, so don't get it twisted. Or do you think I'm right? Whatever it is, leave a comment, leave a like. Do tell me what you think about this topic, and I'll see you in the next one.